Live from the Earl Krebs Gymnasium on the campus of Placer High School, Touchdown Productions, celebrating 19 years of local high school sports television, is proud to present Placer Lady Hillmen basketball. Tonight, the PVL championship game. It is the Placer Hillmen, 8-1, taking on the Colfax Lady Falcons. They're also 8-1. It's one game for the PVL title, and all the action is coming up right here. Right now, it's your NorCal Game of the Week. So there's one final game to be played in the PVL season, and we have it for you right here at the Earl Krebs Gymnasium on the campus of Placer High School as we settle in for the PVL Girls Championship game, featuring the top two teams, the Placer Lady Hillmen and the Colfax Lady Falcons. Good evening, basketball fans, wherever you might be across our worldwide network. This is Paul Brown, joined tonight by my good friend Steve Sitter, our producer and director outside, and the commander too is Gilbert M. Dominguez, and he is joined by the rest of the Touchdown Productions sports team, Cody Hitchcock, Ramona Howard, and making her debut, Eve Wilkins. Welcome, Eve. But before we go to the main event, as our tradition, we are here doing some bonus coverage of the JV contest. And to help you with that, here is Super Steve Sitter.
Well, tradition is about the only reason we're bringing you this game. It is 48-16 with just about 35 seconds left. Placer is destroying the Colfax Lady Falcon JV team. Which is somewhat surprising considering the depth of Colfax. They have, I believe, 18 players on their roster. Placer has just 8. And you can see the fatigue out there. Placer's 3 starters that are still out on the floor are pretty exhausted. And Colfax managed to put up 15 in this half, mostly due to the fatigue of the Lady Hillmen. But Placer does have it with 20 seconds left. There will not be a shot clock, and this is either a great way to end your season or a terrible one, depending on what shade of green you're wearing tonight.
So 13.6 seconds down to 11. I'm sure the Colfax Lady Falcons are going to be glad to get this one over with.
We'll put up a runner with 2 seconds left, and that shot is up and very much short. And mercifully for the Lady Falcons, this game is over. The final score, 48-16. Placer really looking like they coasted through the last 3 quarters of that game, really. Score was 30-1 at the half, and I don't believe I've seen a first half where no shots from the field went in, but that is what we had here in the Earl Krebs Gymnasium tonight.
As the players congratulate each team and the coaches, they will step aside and the varsity will come on the floor shortly. It is senior night, Steve, so the parents of the seniors, both from the cheer sections and the teams, will be honored tonight. We'll cover that for you here on Touchdown Productions.
5 seniors on the Placer Lady Hillmen, and just 3 seniors for the Lady Falcons. Fittingly, all 3 are captains.
We also have the honor of having the Placer Band tonight, Steve. They are far and away the best band, high school band in the area. And there will be no question when they light up a song in Earl Krebs Gymnasium, which is a small gymnasium and resonates sound like crazy, you will hear them.
And we definitely heard them when we were courtside for the Kendall Arnett tournament a few years ago.
Yeah, in fact, they were the ones, Steve, that drove us to a higher perch up here to do our announcing. We used to do it right floor side, and we basically got blown out by the band to the point where we had to move.
And you were sitting on the right side, so you were right next to the drums. I'm sure that was great on your eardrum.
It was wonderful. Yeah, it was good.
But
Here's my good friend Steve Sitter tonight.
We do like being up here, though. This is a much nicer vantage point. We get to see more of the court. Don't have to lean around the cymbals to see what's going on.
That's right.
Around some of the fans now. Just a bit different, and same noise level just about. But it's all in good fun up here. And looks like courtside we're getting ready to start the senior night festivities. We do have quite a few seniors. I believe it's just going to be the basketball team, though.
And then we will talk about these two fine basketball teams. It's a rarity that we have two 8-1 teams at the last game of the season battling for a championship. I can't remember in the 8 years I've been working with Touchdown Production we've ever had such a climactic game. But now Steve Sitter will move into senior night.
Senior Amber Birchell is escorted by her parents Jill and Bruce and her brother Leighton.
That is Amber Birchell, 5'5" senior captain.
I love this time of the year. Senior night, I think, is really important. It is such a sacrifice for a family and the parents of any athlete, or any cheerleader for that matter. Getting people to practices and to games and the support, both financially and time-wise.
I'm really digging the shoulders on Amber's father's coat. Fringe is coming back.
They are.
Grandparents Sharon and Dan Sherman and her parents Trish and Chip Hernandez.
And that is Maddy Hernandez, 5'7" captain. Also second on the team, 10 points per game. In my 20 years of baseball, I'm not sure I ever held a sign with my name on it.
Well, the mug shot. But we won't go there.
Thankfully, have not had one of those.
Baylee
But I am
Vanderdoes
young.
is escorted by her grandparents
Give it time.
Lisa and Renard, parents Bahia and Eddie,
And here is the
family member
star of Placer's basketball team, number 34, Baylee Vanderdoes, 6'1", senior captain, 21.3 points per game, and a team high 11 rebounds per game. Placer, one of, I would say, few high school girls basketball teams with not one but two 6-foot-plus players. And Colfax also has two, senior Kylie Bauer and sophomore Kaylee McClenahan. And the other 6-footer is up next, number 35, Gabbie Baker.
We've watched Gabbie play since she was a sophomore. She's really improved. One of my favorite players. She would start on virtually every other team in the PVL.
And her sign even has glitter on it. Also worth noting, the families do get a couple gift baskets from the team. Because as you said, Paul, it is a huge commitment, not just for the players, but for the families as well.
Again, thank you for all you do for
there are the seniors for the Placer Lady Hillmen. Not only does Placer have a deeper roster, but they have a more seasoned one. Colfax with just 3 seniors on their team and 4 juniors, along with 4 sophomores, whereas Placer with 4 seniors and 6 juniors. This will be an interesting matchup. Statistically, 2 very different teams, 2 very different styles of play, really. With Placer, you take a look at Baylee Vanderdoes, and she leads just about every category, as well as taking more than 50% of her team's free throws, which is just a testament to how active she is in the paint. And you take a look at Colfax's statistics. They have 3 players who are averaging over 11 points per game, and their team leaders are pretty well spread, despite having a shorter roster. So you could say this will be a matchup between Colfax and Baylee Vanderdoes.
It was the same thing when we watched the game against Bear River, Steve, and actually Bear River was in the game through the 3rd quarter simply because Vanderdoes was having such a bad game, and then all of a sudden the light went on. And the thing about Vanderdoes, she can shoot from the 3 line as well as from the post. It doesn't really make any difference.
So with the game all set up now and both teams out on the court, we'll take our first break of the evening. When we come back, we'll have the tip-off on the touchdownproductions.com Game of the Week.
Your car is one of the most important assets you own. And Reeby's Auto Parts is dedicated to helping you keep it in tip-top condition. Reeby's Auto Parts is a family-owned and operated business since 1956. We have a friendly and knowledgeable staff, and as a Napa Auto Parts dealer, you're sure to find the right part you need from either of our 2 Nevada County locations. You can always count on Reeby's to be there when you need us. It's Reeby's Auto Parts in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
We are back here at the Earl Crabb Gymnasium, just about ready to start the PVL championship game. But before we do that, let's take a look at the almost but not quite final standings.
And this pertains to the game you're about to see tonight. Placer and Colfax going heads up, 8-1 each. Colfax overall record a little better, 21-5 as opposed to 17-7. Gil Dominguez, our producer, reminded me the only game Placer has lost was their very first league game, and that was against Foothill of all teams. One of those 2 wins you see in the win column with Foothill is Placer. So tonight we will have a champion. One will go home, and the other will be the PVL champion for the season.
Over at the SFL, Oak Ridge and Folsom dominated. Oak Ridge going 12-0, and Folsom, their only 2 losses to Oak Ridge. They finish at 10-2. Oak Ridge 25-1, and they finish with 23 straight wins. That is phenomenal. Rockland in there at 6-6. Wood Creek and Del Oro at 5-7. Down at the bottom, Nevada Union ends their season with a victory. And honestly, if you're going to finish 1-11, the last game is the one you want to win. Give you some
absolutely
some good feelings moving into the next year.
Moving into the PVL standings for the boys. Here is the Placer Hillmen, and we've seen this juggernaut all season. 16 wins in a row, 10-0. No question about who dominates the PVL. Followed by Lincoln Foothill Center. There's your Bear River Bruins at 3-7. And as you can hear in the background, the Placer band is lit up. So Steve will just talk a little louder.
Yeah, Folsom and Wood Creek again dominating in the SFL. This time the boys teams. Folsom at 11-1, Wood Creek at 10-2, and then underneath them is the rest. Granite Bay, Nevada Union at 5-7, Oak Ridge at 3-7, Del Oro at 3-9, and Rockland. I didn't know they had sub-average sports teams over at Rockland. 1-9, 9-18 overall.
But the NU Miners, we will see NU in the playoffs. And again, Gil's reminded me they will probably have a home game. Look for us to follow the Miners as the boys take on their opponent in the playoffs in the upcoming week.
Well, that is a testimony as to how tough the SFL is. You can finish 5-7 and still get a playoff spot. And there are the boys basketball rankings. In Division II, Nevada Union gets a 7th place seed. Division III, Placer gets a 3rd place. And in Division IV, Bear River and Colfax at 13 and 18, respectively. There is a great possibility that with a couple of wins, these two teams will face each other.
Very possible. And then the girls' basketball rankings, Nevada Union right here, the 20th ranked team. Placer, 5th ranking, Colfax 3rd ranking. That could change after tonight's game. And then Bear River, 10th overall.
Yeah, Placer and Colfax in different divisions. Placer in D3, Colfax in D4, so they will not meet in the playoffs. And the road to the section title begins next week, February 19th. The CIF Sac Joaquin Section Championships presented by Les Schwab Tires, and we will be bringing you the opening rounds next week on touchdownproductions.com. But the story really is the 8-1 Placer Lady Hillmen and the 8-1 Colfax Lady Falcons. This is possibly the best basketball game you will see anywhere at any level, and it's right here in Placer, and you will have the opening tip-off when we come back on the touchdownproductions.com Game of the Week.
Magnuson's Toyota and Scion is celebrating 25 years serving you in the foothills. Right now, Magnuson's carries the first all-electric SUV, and they're still the home of the Toyota Tundra. Magnuson's Dodge Chrysler Jeep is right down the street and features the new Ram diesel truck, Jeep Wranglers, and Grand Jeep Cherokee. It's Magnuson's Auburn Toyota and Magnuson's Dodge, both in Auburn.
We are back at the Earl Crabb Gymnasium on the campus of Placer High School. We have under a minute left until the player introductions. We have the referees out on the court. Players have their jerseys on. And it's just a matter of one waiting for the band to finish the song they're on and waiting for the announcement of the starters. With Placer, I think it's fairly consistent with Vanderdoes, Hernandez, Birchell, Camillucci. 5th is kind of a wild card. But the two coaches, Rich Simpton and Tony Camillucci, they have been around a while. But for now, we will listen to the band's national anthem.
Always a great rendition by the Placer Band.
And with that, we will stick around for the announcement of the starters.
Number 3, Kira Hyman.
There's Kira Hyman, senior captain. Courtney Kirkland, 5'6", senior captain. Ashley Logan, 5'7", junior. A name familiar to you if you're a Nevada Union fan. Number 22, 5'8" junior AC Willis, and her 5'8" junior sister Ashton Willis.
And they are some kind of duo. I'm sure Colfax is happy to have them.
AC continues to perform very well. For Placer, number 5, Amber Birchell, 5'5" senior captain. .57" senior Maddy Hernandez, also a captain. 5'11" junior Julia Camillucci. 6'1" senior captain Baylee Vanderdoes. And another 6'1" senior Gabbie Baker. This is interesting, Paul. Placer has both of their 6-footers starting. Colfax has neither of theirs.
I'm wondering, Steve, if they're starting for Rochelle because she's a senior and it's senior night. They may be giving her a high five and giving her the start just because it is senior night. Some teams do that.
6'1" senior captain Kylie Bauer is not. Oh, actually, she is starting. I guess they made a substitution after the announcement. Hate when they do that. Let's see, who isn't out there that they announced? That would be number 10, Ashley Logan. She is not, and Kylie Bauer will take the tip against Baylee Vanderdoes. And Vanderdoes does not win the tip. Colfax gets first possession. Willis to Willis, AC with the runner, and she's fouled.
Ashton Willis, the junior, is starting. Her sister is on the bench. This is interesting.
Oh, no, they're both out there.
Oh, by golly, they are, sure enough. You know, I don't remember ever seeing two players leave one team in high school basketball and start for another in the same season.
Well, one Willis gets the rebound from the other. And that ball will be scooped up, but out of bounds is Gabbie Baker, and Colfax will inbound.
And that kind of sets the tempo this game's going to be. It's going to be a physical game, I think. You rarely see it in girls basketball, but it can happen, and this is a championship game.
AC with it. She sets up the play. Fake with the three. Kirkland drives, puts it up and in.
Great fake by Kirkland. Faking to her left and going to the basket. Very well done.
Well, Placer with their first chance to answer back from what turned out to be a backwards three-point play. Hernandez gets it knocked away by Kirkland. Shot clock down to 13. Some question as to who is going to inbound. The referee got tired of waiting, started the count before someone got there. Down low to Baker. Baker puts it up, no good. Ashton with the contested rebound. It falls and rolls its way over to AC, who brings it into the half court. Ashton with the right hand and passes it to the referee out of bounds.
Good idea. Ashton wanted to try and flip it off there to Bauer. Didn't quite make the pass.
Well, still 3-0 Colfax. Vanderdoes drives, is fouled, and she'll get to the line. That was a tough matchup. That foul called on AC Willis. Willis, by the way, is 5'8". She is 5 inches shorter than Vanderdoes. That is a tough assignment.
As you mentioned earlier, Steve, Vanderdoes leads the team in free throw attempts and free throws made. She
by a
deadly
huge margin.
Yeah, she's deadly from here.
And she hits them both.
3-2, Colfax still leads.
Vanderdoes 66% from the free throw line on the season. Down low for Ashton, but it's knocked out of bounds by Baker. Colfax to inbound, 18 on the shot clock. Down low for Hyman. Hyman trying to get open. Nice shot fake by Bauer, and Bauer walks it in.
Vanderdoes her bid on that one. Great fake, great move to the basket.
Hernandez with it. Gives to Vanderdoes. Interesting sort of double team they pull on Vanderdoes. And that shot's blocked by Hyman. That pass intended for Vanderdoes, knocked out of bounds by AC Willis. Shot clock down to 6.
Good way to defend Vanderdoes is just deny her the ball, and they're just slapping the ball away, not letting her get it inside.
Shot clock running down, 3 on the way. No good from Birchell. And Ashton Willis with the rebound. AC drives and is denied. 3-on-3 developing the other way. The Colfax crowd yelling for a foul. And there is none called. Vanderdoes for 3. And that's good.
Nothing but nylon. I'll tell you, she's deadly out there. She's deadly inside.
That ties it up at 5.
How do you defend that?
Vigilantly. A long 3 on the way, and that's good.
AC Willis.
Wow, that's how you answer back. Camillucci down for Vanderdoes. Back to Camillucci. Back to Vanderdoes. And that's going to be a foul on AC.
That's her second.
2.
Nevada Union had AC and her sister. Watched her for years. Still a junior. Her sister is a sophomore.
And it looks like Colfax is going to take a timeout. They had to take AC out. 2 fouls in just under 4 minutes. Well, Colfax tries to figure out how to replace her. We'll step aside on the touchdownproductions.com Game of the Week.
It's time to visit the newly remodeled B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. The new B&C has completely changed for your shopping convenience. Their new expanded garden center has everything you need, including expert advice on trees, shrubs, and perennials. Check out their new website and the new spring hours. And thank you for voting B&C the best hardware and building supply in 2012. So start right, start here at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center.
Back here in the first quarter of the PVL championship game. And that was a complex play that didn't quite work out the way Coach Camillucci drew it up. Colfax gets the steal. And Annalise Ballo will be replacing AC Willis, who has 2 fouls in this opening quarter. There's an interesting little runner by Kylie Bauer. She gets it, and the free throw.
Wow, and I'll tell you, Kaylee Bauer just schooled Vanderdoes. What a nice play that was. Inside, if we got a replay of that, I'd love to see it. She moved to the left, moved to the right, drop step, and finished with her right hand.
Well, Bauer does average 11.5 points per game and leads the team with 9.5 rebounds.
I know what she's saying. She's saying, Vanderdoes who? I can play too.
Baker and Birchell are out for Placer. And the free throw is good. Bauer with 5 on the night. 11-5 Colfax over Placer. in this opening quarter of basketball. Lewis throws that pass out of bounds intended for Vanderdoes. So Placer now puts on a full court press. And admittedly soft full court press, but they were there. Colfax easily gets to the half court. Down low for Courtney Kirkland, and she puts it in. And now it's Coach Camillucci who has to take a timeout.
13-5. Colfax girls are leading the way. No, who'd have thought? There's a reason they're 8-1, Steve.
Well, take a look at the scoring. It's spread out between 3 different Lady Falcons. All 5 of Placer's points came from Baylee Vanderdoes.
Wow. That's got to change.
Well, I said it in the pregame. It's going to be Colfax against Baylee Vanderdoes, and right now Colfax is on top 13-5.
Well, I'll tell you, Coach Camillucci is figuring out the fact that Vanderdoes is not defending inside. They're getting most of their baskets right under the basket. They're going in, they're making moves, they're making their layups.
I was just thinking, too, these are 2 offensive-minded teams, and right now Colfax is the only team that brought a defense. (13-5) with 3:47 remaining in the first quarter. Hernandez takes a 3, and she hits it. Another Hillmen on the scoreboard, and it only took 4.5 minutes. Double team in the corner, and she is traveled. Thought she may have gone out of bounds before then, but the call is a travel. Turnover either way.
Yeah, she's got to get rid of that ball quicker than that.
That was Annalise Ballo, 5'7" sophomore, who is in there for AC Willis. There's a 3 on the way from Vanderdoes, no good. Rebound taken by Kirkland, and Kirkland loses it. Vanderdoes kicks it out of bounds. She wanted a foul, but it looked like that just got knocked out of her hand.
They're letting them play, too. They're not calling the fouls that typically we see in girls basketball. They're just letting them play.
Again, that soft full court press not really doing too much except being there. And now we have a foul. That'll be a reach in.
That was on number 21, Brogdon.
Brogdon, a 5'3" sophomore. Nice dribble by Bauer. Kicks it back out, the runner up, and good. Courtney Kirkland.
Kirkland passed up the 3 ball, had room inside, and then the little run shot goes down for him.
Well, you can tell by the number of blocks per game, Placer is used to getting those easy shots and knocking them down. There's Vanderdoes with the left hand, doesn't get the roll. That was an open shot there by Hyman, who passed it up to Ballo. Ballo throws it back out. This play is somehow still live. Down low, nice layup by Bauer.
And Bauer is laughing as she comes down the court. She's having a good night, and she knows it.
7 points for the senior. There's a wide open 3 passed up by Lewis. Passed over to Brogdon. Yeah, there's the baseline runner again, no good. And now this isn't just a matter of Placer not getting the open shots. Now they're just not making them. They're getting pretty good looks at the basket. Now AC Willis will come back in.
playing with 2 fouls. I saw the coach remind her of it as she was coming in. Kacey's an aggressive player. Wouldn't surprise me if she catches another foul here in this quarter.
Well, you don't get to be an underclassman playing varsity unless you're an aggressive player.
No question. With skills like we're seeing right there.
There's a 3 on the way. There's no good. Contested rebound, but they're going to say it went out of bounds off of McClenahan, and you can hear what the Colfax fans think about that. Colfax brought their entire student body out here. As the long 3's on the way, and good. That's Hernandez once again.
Hernandez is scoring, and that's a big factor for the Hillmen.
Yeah, Colfax has to shore up that 3. Another 3 passed up by Kirkland. There's the baseline move, and there's going to be a blocking foul before the shot. And that's going to be on Julia Camillucci. 17-11, just under a minute left in the first quarter. Colfax on top of Placer. Quick inbounds and the foul. I don't believe this will be on Vanderdoes. I believe this will be on Knoble. Oh, excuse me, that's going to be on Camillucci again. Clean block from Vanderdoes.
Camillucci, though, had hands inside that she was called for.
So Kaylee McClenahan will shoot 2 free throws. She hits the first one. And that will bring Camillucci out of the game. Second shot is no good. And we've got a foul, and that's going to be on Placer once again, this time on Stephanie Knoble. Yeah, that's going to be over the back. So Colfax again with possession after a missed free throw. Wide open jumper, no good, and Vanderdoes with position gets the rebound. 45 seconds left in the first quarter, 18-11. Vanderdoes gets the ball stripped. Colfax defense looking excellent tonight, as that pass looks like to the referee once again. So with under 30 seconds left now in the first, shot clock will be off. Placer down 7. Looks like they are in no hurry to come up court. Pass down low for Vanderdoes with the left hand, and good.
Bread and butter for the Hillmen. They need more of that. Down by 5 still before the first quarter ends.
5 seconds, that pass to Willis, no good, and they will hold on as time expires. Placer still though able to put up 2 more points. And you see the score on the touchdownproductions.com scoreboard. Placer was down by a lot more than this early on. They managed to string together some points thanks to Maddy Hernandez and Baylee Vanderdoes. And we will come back with second quarter action here at the Earl Crabb Gymnasium. You're watching the touchdownproductions.com game of the week.
We're at SPD Market in Nevada City asking people what they like about SPD.
I've been shopping here for about 20 years, and the people are very courteous, and I especially like the meat counter. It's nice. You have a great selection, very helpful.
Because it's local, it's small, they have wonderful selections of things I need, and the personnel are very nice.
And that's why people love SPD Markets in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
Back here at the start of the second quarter here at Placer High School. Colfax Lady Falcons leading so far 18-13. Well, this has been a real back and forth game. Placer managed to find some offense late in the first quarter, and they will get the first possession. Maddy Hernandez takes the three. That's an air ball taken by Kirkland. Kirkland may need a little help getting to the half court. Now she manages to throw it over to Hyman. Hyman, nice shot fake. Another nice shot fake. Make that three. And we are finally going to get a travel. One too many fakes.
Well, you can see the reason why they've got Molly Brogdon in there, Steve, the sophomore. She is one tenacious defender. Fast, quick with her hands. That's the second turnover that she's created for the Hillmen.
Defense is something that Placer sorely missed in the first quarter. And we are going to have a 3-second violation.
Yeah, I was wondering when they were going to get to that. Coach Simpton of the Falcons had to remind the referee, but I'll tell you, Vanderdoes is camping out in there.
Quickly into the half court are the Lady Falcons. Soft give inside to Bauer, and Bauer puts it in.
She just went right by Maggie that time.
Oh, the Lady Hillmen are stationary in the paint.
They are.
There's a three on the way from Hernandez, and that's good again.
Hernandez is on fire.
And I'm not sure who took this timeout. It looks like it's a referee timeout. Strange. But we will step aside while we figure all this out here on the TouchdownProductions.com Game of the Week.
Welcome to Plaza Tire and Automotive Service in Grass Valley. At Plaza Tire and Automotive Service, the customer comes first. We only do what's right for the customer, not necessarily what's right for business. Third generation family member, learned all that I know from my Grandpa Fred, my dad, my Uncle Mike, my grandma. My entire family's been a huge part of learning about the automotive industry. Grass Valley is our 4th location, and you can also find us in Colfax, Penn Valley, and Nevada City. I am Blake Hauser, and I welcome you to join us for the grand opening at our Grass Valley location.
Back here in the second quarter of the Earl Crabb Gymnasium.
Mike, please.
Still early in the second quarter. 6:35 remaining, but Colfax still on top of the Lady Hillmen. And that is an easy blocking foul on the freshman Tyra Mujadidi. Pretty careless foul too. That's the 7th on Placer, so that will be a 1-and-1 for the sophomore Annalise Ballo. Looks like both Willis sisters are sitting on the bench right now. The first free throw is no good, corralled by Vanderdoes. .2016 is the score as Vanderdoes takes a three, no good. Rebound taken by McClenahan.
I like that shot by Vanderdoes. She needs to pause just a bit. She had plenty of time, forced it up a little bit.
Oh, a nice shot fake. And there's a block by the 6'1 captain. Looks like Ashton Willis coming back in the game. 17 on the shot clock. That pass to no one in particular, but run down by Hyman. There's another block by Vanderdoes, and that will go out of bounds off of Baker. 5 on the shot clock. That could be a quick catch and shoot. Well, catch, pass, and shoot. 3 on the way. No good. Rebound taken by Brogdon. Brogdon quickly into the half court. Nice dribbling. Shot just a little bit short. And now we have a foul called. This will be free throws.
It will be, and it's going to be on Bauer. Gabbie able to get that ball. Gabbie will go to the line for a pair.
And I was just getting a look at the facial expressions of Gabbie Baker. She didn't think that was a shooting foul. When she saw everyone lining up for free throws, she had a look on her face that went, all right, I'll take it. She misses the first. Birchell will come in the game for Mujadidi. Second free throw is good, and Gabbie Baker gets on the score sheet. Three-point game midway through the second quarter. Pass almost gets away. There's a long three on the way, just short. And Placer with a chance to shorten the lead more. A low isolation play. That ball is stripped from Gabbie Baker. And finally, we have a blocking foul on Brogdon. Brogdon playing just a little bit too close. And you can hear what the Placer fans think of that. Paul, I'm beginning to think there's not going to be a single call that will be universally agreed on.
There is so many people in this gymnasium, Steve, on both sides. I haven't seen a crowd this big in the Earl Crabb Gymnasium since maybe one of the finals at the Placer tournament. It's amazing.
Kirkland hits her first free throw, earning her a second. AC Willis back in. Stephanie Knoble in for Molly Brogdon. Second free throw is also good. Kirkland with 8.
22-17. Colfax remains the leader.
Down low for Vanderdoes. Vanderdoes up and good. And
They've just got to deny her that pass there, Steve. She'll kill that one all night.
And now we've got another blocking foul, and everyone on Placer, including the players, started yelling at the referees. Definitely saw Baylee Vanderdoes have a few choice words in the heat of the moment. Well, that is the 9th team foul on Placer, so it will be more free throws. Kirkland hits the first.
Sorry, Steve, only 3 team fouls currently now for Colfax.
2 of those are AC Willis, though. Second free throw is good. Kirkland with 10 of her team's 24. I'll tell you what, whether or not you like that foul call, as there's a quick steal by Willis. Willis, no one back, easy 2. And Placer quickly back up in the half court. That took them a second and a half. Pass over to Baker. Shot is an air ball. AC Willis with the rebound. And that was a lot of contact there.
Sure it was.
And I'm sure that was a makeup call by the referee. Quick pass down low.
It's going to be 3 seconds in the key.
And that is exactly what it is. But whether or not you like that blocking foul call, you have to acknowledge that that's the way this game has been going. Placer really needs to reel it in. And that's great basketball by Colfax, realizing that Placer's defense is getting very, very tight. And there's a nice individual effort by Maddy Hernandez. That will get her a couple free throws. But Colfax choosing to just go straight into the Placer defense, knowing that that foul is going to be called. That's just good coaching.
I agree.
First free throw by Hernandez is no good. Hernandez and Vanderdoes both have 9 points. All 9 of Hernandez's from beyond the three-point line. And there is her first non-three-pointer.
Maddy having a fantastic game for Placer just when they need her.
3:30 left in the second quarter. AC Willis drives and gets blocked. For Baker. Baker loses the handle. Just gets it. And that's taken away by Hyman. Down to 3 minutes, and looks like Colfax is going to slow this game down a bit. Possibly run some time off the clock. Pass almost stolen. Long three by Hyman, no good. Baker with the rebound. (26-20). Colfax over Placer. 2.5 left in the second quarter. Off balance shot, but Stephanie Knoble gets the favorable bounce.
4-point game.
Ashton Willis with the mid-range jumper, and she gets it to fall, her first 2 of the night. A couple nice bounces off the rim.
Yeah, both of those
teams.
shots weren't bound for the basket till the end.
Pass down low for Vanderdoes. Vanderdoes with the interesting looking reverse, no good, and Baker gets fouled. Coach Simpton with his hands in the air saying, foul, where? Saying it's an over the back on the forearm. That's a very specific foul call. And it is on Ashton Willis. Still just a 5th team foul for Colfax. And Baker misses the first free throw.
In the game now for Placer, Raven Lewis will come in, the junior.
AC Willis is coming out for Placer, being replaced by Ballo.
That's a smart move with 2 fouls.
Second free throw by Baker is good, and she will now come out for Jessica Baker, 5'11" junior. Oh, that pass in and out of the hands of Kylie Bauer. That'll be another Colfax turnover. 5-point game, 1.5 left. Hernandez drives the paint. Ball's off a foot. We have a jump ball here as Stephanie Knoble ties up with Courtney Kirkland. Possession arrow stays with the Hillmen, but the shot clock is down to 13. We'll have a quick substitution. Kayla McClanahan's coming in for Ashton Willis. And it looks like the possession arrow will actually change. That's what one of the referees is saying. But the scorer's table tells them that, yes, we did flip the arrow at the quarter, as they were supposed to, so it does stay with the Hillmen. Pass gets to Hernandez, shot clock down to 10. To Vanderdoes, Vanderdoes takes the 3, no good, rebound Hyman.
Minute left in the second period. 5-point lead by Colfax Falcons. Birchell needs to take that shot.
Yeah, Colfax definitely practiced the art of the shot fake. And that 3 is blocked. And Hernandez quickly up court. 3-on-1. That was a tough angle on that shot by Stephanie Knoble, but she manages to to make it fall, and it is a 3-point game.
Placer definitely the better team in the second quarter.
A lot of perimeter passing by the Lady Falcons. There's another three on the way from Ballo, no good, but an offensive rebound. Second chance is good. Kaylee McClanahan.
Good play by McClanahan, making a little pivot move, getting the ball right back up to that basket.
No shot clock, game clock down to 5. Vanderdoes with the three. And that will do it for the first half.
And what a half it was, Steve Sitter. 28-30. It's anybody's ball game. Colfax does go into the locker room with a 2-point lead, but I think that last three ball by Vanderdoes is kind of a heartbreaker.
That was the touchdownproductions.com scoreboard. This is a tight game, Paul.
Wow, this is really fun to see.
Colfax gets the early lead, heads into the second quarter up by 5, and then Placer outscores Colfax by 3 in the second quarter, 30-28. And we have a very interesting second half on the way. It'll be very interesting to see the different adjustments the two teams make, as both of them were very offensively active. Let's take a look at these standings.
One more time, 8-1, both teams. And it's going to boil down, the season's going to boil down to a half of basketball for both teams. Frankly, Steve, I'm a bit surprised. I thought Placer was a more dominant team. I thought they would be ahead by 10 by now. But Colfax has played excellent basketball and really done very well with the tools that they have.
Well, looking at the statistics, Colfax seemed to be the much more balanced team. I mean, anytime you have one player with more than half of your free throws, you know you're relying on them a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little.
Colfax, everything is spread, and their three leading scorers, Kirkland, Bauer, and Willis, are the three leading scorers in the game for the Lady Falcons, so they're playing their basketball. And having said that, we will head to halftime. 30-28, Colfax on top of the Placer Lady Hillmen here at the Earl Crabb Gymnasium for the PVL Championship game. You're watching the TouchdownProductions.com Game of the Week. We'll be back with the second half.
Hi, everybody. Gil Dominguez.
And Teresa Dietrich.
And we welcome Pioneer Motors to the NorCal Game of the Week.
Pioneer Motors is where you go for trucks. We have a huge selection of lowered, lifted, and four-wheel drive trucks.
At Pioneer Motors, we have a huge selection of all-wheel drive vehicles like Audi, Volvo, and Toyotas, to name a few. Looking for a fun car to drive? Come on down to Pioneer Motors and see our huge selection of Mini Coopers, hatchbacks, and luxury cars too.
Remember, it's Pioneer Motors right here in Grass Valley.
The best cars at the best prices with great friendly customer care.
With this huge selection, why go anywhere else? Shop local.
We are back at the Earl Crabb Gymnasium, all set to start the second half of basketball. As you see on the TouchdownProductions.com scoreboard, the Colfax Lady Falcons take a slim lead into the second half after being outscored 15-12 in the second quarter. But Colfax does get the opening possession in the second half. Quick turnaround shot by Ashton Willis. Why not? That's 4 for Ashton. And that doubles the Lady Falcons lead. Quick pass down low for Vanderdoes. Vanderdoes spinning, puts it in, and that's 14 for the senior captain.
Great design play. That's what they wanted to start with. A little spin move and a lob pass into Vanderdoes.
Placer defense is really shoring up. Shot fake. Ashton again, no good this time. And Gabbie Baker with the rebound.
I like that ball movement, though. Ashton got a very good, high-quality shot.
That was a quick up pass for Julia Camillucci, and those are her first 2 points of the night. And suddenly we have a tie ball game. Colfax doing a lot of perimeter passing. And AC Willis takes the three. No good, but nice offensive rebound. Another three on the way. This one is good.
That's Hyman.
Kira Hyman, her first basket of the night. She only averages 7 per game, but that was a huge three. Has a long two on the way, and this is no good. Colfax brings it up. More perimeter skip passing. That was an open three.
They're daring her to take that three ball, and Hyman just isn't going to do it.
Shot clock's down to 10. Ashton Willis takes the two, and that's good.
That's the shot they want, too. Ashton all by herself. Good ball movement again by the Falcons.
And the fake shot clock warning from the Placer crowd backfires as Ashton got it in 9 under the actual shot clock and 2 under their fake one. And there's a nice jump shot by Julia Camillucci.
That's 4 points this half for Camillucci.
Quick into Ashton. Down low, and that shot is no good from Kylie Bauer. Rushed it just a bit to avoid getting blocked. There's a three on the way, and that's no good. But how about Gabbie Baker getting her, tipping the rebound, and there's an easy two. Would have been an easy two if AC Willis didn't take her third foul, forcing Baylee Vanderdoes to do it the hard way. In that situation, there was really nothing else she could do. When you're outsized like that.
Just get out of the way, I think, and don't take the foul. The foul was a cheap one. If she's going to foul, she might as well foul her so she doesn't get to the basket.
Well, we're going to have a Colfax timeout. More than likely, AC Willis will be sitting for at least a couple minutes.
Rich Simpton's got a problem, Steve. He's got a major player that's got 3 fouls now, and he's got to make a decision about when he's going to sit her.
Well, AC's been pretty quiet offensively. She only has 6 points. She averages 14. And that really is the only statistical difference between their season statistics and the way they're playing tonight. Colfax has been playing pretty much to their strengths, and that's spreading the floor, getting different players, different looks, and all that.
You know, I think if I was Rich Simpson, and this is just a thought, I'd let AC handle the ball out in front. I would have her as my point guard.
Well, AC does not come out. Vanderdoes will shoot her second free throw. And that is good. So Vanderdoes with 15 on the night. Still 9 to go to get to her average of 24. Oh, there's a nice ball fake. The runner is no good. Hits the bottom of the backboard. Good idea from Kirkland. Just couldn't get inside again. 1 point lead by the Lady Falcons. Long three on the way, no good. Rebound taken by Ashton. Up to AC, who gets it into the half court. Kirkland wide open, waiting for someone to do something. And there is a reach-in foul on Maddy Hernandez. So foul trouble is what plagued the Lady Hillmen in the first half. See if Colfax can take some measure of advantage. They have to get this ball inbounds. And they just do to AC, who tries to use the referee as a screen. And she will hand it off. And there's another foul.
Almost a three. That time going up for the shot hard. Great dish off by AC, Steve.
Yeah, that was a really sloppy possession all told, but Colfax manages to get a couple free throws out of it. And the first one is good by Bauer. That gets her to 10. Her and Kirkland, the leading scorers for the Lady Falcons. And another offensive rebound. Kira Hyman comes up with it. And that is something I am very surprised about. Placer is very seriously outsizing the Lady Falcons. And yet Colfax continues to get second and third chances.
I like what Hyman did there. She's driving the basket again. They need to give the ball to Acey and let her drive the basket, pick up those fouls. Both teams are playing this like middle rounds in a boxing match. They're both still just feeling each other out. Very slow third quarter.
Placer fans wanted to travel. And now we have, looks like a moving screen.
I don't know.
Oh, an elbow to the head. And I believe that is on Acey Willis, her third foul.
That would be her fourth, Steve.
Her fourth, excuse me.
That would be her fourth, and so she's got to sit down. Boy, you don't want to give a foul up like that.
Elbow to the head. That's usually a penalty in hockey. That shot is no good, but will stay with the Lady Hillmen. Yeah, hit to the head's 2 minutes in the penalty box. And that is stripped away by the Lady Falcons as they get quickly up court. That is blocked out of bounds. Nice effort by Kirkland trying to draw the foul, but none was called. Baker comes out, Stephanie Knoble comes in. Colfax has to get this in and just does to Ashton Willis. She gets that knocked out of her hands, but nicely recovered by Bauer. Shot clock down to 15 though. Now the shot clock down to 10 to Willis. Soft pass, and we do have a travel. It looked like Knoble may have gotten in on the forearms.
Kaylee Bauer had such a strong first quarter, Steve, and now she looks tired. She doesn't have the energy to the ball like she did earlier.
She's definitely outsized. I think that might be taking its toll.
That could be.
She's having to play up about 35 pounds, and that is not an easy thing to do. Hernandez trying to get something going. Tries to drive with the right hand, dishes off to Knoble. No good, and Colfax with the rebound.
Colfax not playing very well right now, and they're still in the lead. Colfax just can't take advantage of it, getting a shot they need.
Both teams' offenses have stalled.
Absolutely.
I think that's a testament to the intensity with which the defense of the Lady Falcons and the Lady Hillmen have gone. Gets her own rebound, puts it up and in. Kylie Bauer, if she's running on empty, she's still got a couple gallons in the tank.
Yeah, she's getting her own rebound, putting it back. That's pretty impressive.
There's a three by Vanderdoes, no good. Offensive rebound by Knoble. And Knoble with 6 bench points. 40-38, a minute and a half left in the first quarter.
Bad pass inside.
Yeah, Vanderdoes had the edge and she took it. Quickly up for Camillucci, and Camillucci puts it in.
And it's tied at 40.
Colfax is looking a bit tired. I think you're right, Paul.
Step up and shoot it.
Yeah, Bauer with a lot of room. And she gets blocked. Brogdon with the pass to Knoble. Knoble with 2 more, and Placer has their first lead of the game. 42-40. And Colfax wisely takes a timeout. They need a rest for their players. And while Colfax deals with being behind for the first time tonight, we will take a break on the TouchdownProductions.com Game of the Week.
Your car is one of the most important assets you own. And Reeby's Auto Parts is dedicated to helping you keep it in tip-top condition. Reeby's Auto Parts is a family-owned and operated business since 1956. We have a friendly and knowledgeable staff, and as a Napa Auto Parts dealer, you're sure to find the right part you need from either of our 2 Nevada County locations. You can always count on Reeby's to be there when you need us. It's Reeby's Auto Parts in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
She does is handle the ball.
We're back here at the Earl Crabb Gymnasium. Placer is continuing their offensive streak that they ended the second quarter with, and they now lead 42-40. Their first lead of the game with just under a minute left in the third quarter.
Clearly, Colfax, their best quarter was the first quarter. Took Placer a little off guard there, but Placer's getting the momentum, outscoring them each quarter after that.
And Kylie Bauer, I don't think has come out of the game. In fact, she is still in now. That pass almost picked off. Reeled in by Ashton. There's that drive, no good. And Vanderdoes rips it out of the hands of Courtney Kirkland.
Courtney Kirkland needs to score that ball.
There's Hernandez. Vanderdoes being guarded by Willis, and Vanderdoes is fouled.
And when you have the best player in the league, this is what you do. You give her the ball and let her isolate inside, usually drawing a foul.
Vanderdoes has not missed a free throw yet.
Well, that's
my fault. That's clearly my fault. And finally, Kylie Bauer will get an extended rest heading into the fourth quarter. 15.8 seconds remaining in the third. And the second one is no good. But the rebound comes to Camillucci, and she gets fouled. That is just a bad break.
13 seconds left in the third quarter. Placer up by only 2 points.
That rebound was square in the hands of Ashton Willis. Just dribbled off her foot. Comes straight to Julia Camillucci. And she only manages to hit one. Game clock down to 8 seconds. They have to get some sort of shot. Nice dribbling, one pass too many. And that has been the Colfax Lady Falcons epitaph through the second and third quarters. Just one too many shot fakes, one too many passes. Take the open shot. Don't try and drive on Gabbie Baker and Baylee Vanderdoes. They are much too tall and much too good. But with a 3-point lead for the Lady Hillmen, we'll head into the fourth quarter on the TouchdownProductions.com Game of the Week.
Magnuson's Toyota and Scion is celebrating 25 years serving you in the foothills. Right now, Magnuson's carries the first all-electric SUV, and they're still the home of the Toyota Tundra. Magnuson's Dodge Chrysler Jeep is right down the street and features the new Ram diesel truck, Jeep Wranglers, and Grand Jeep Cherokee. It's Magnuson's Auburn Toyota and Magnuson's Dodge, both in Auburn.
Back at the Earl Crabb Gymnasium, and as you can see on the TouchdownProductions.com scoreboard, the PVL Championship will come down to the final 8 minutes as the Placer Hillmen take a slim lead into the fourth quarter over the Colfax Lady Falcons.
And Rich Simpton is going to leave AC on the bench, one of his primary starters. She's going to hold her back probably for another 3 minutes.
quite a few bench players on the court for the Lady Hillmen. And we've got a whistle away from the basket. That's going to be
so travel on Vanderdoes.
Travel. A rare offensive miscue from the 6'1 senior. The only bench player on the court for Colfax is Annalise Ballo, who is in for AC Willis. There's an open three finally taken, no good. And we have a 2-on-1 the other way. And Vanderdoes gets it and one. And that is just poor defense. If you're going to foul Baylee Vanderdoes, you have to tackle her. Make sure she cannot make that layup like she just did. Absolutely killer. And AC Willis now comes on the court for Annalise Ballo. And Baylee makes the free throw, extending the lead to 6. Still plenty of time in this quarter. And that pass is knocked out of bounds by Vanderdoes.
Been a while since the Falcons have scored at all, Steve. They need to get a basket on this offensive possession right now.
Long pass for Bauer. And Placer finally found some defensive life. Shot clock down to 10. And there's a quick steal by the Lady Hillmen. Vanderdoes with the spin and the 2.
Oh, just stop it. How do you stop that? This is high school girls basketball, and that was a senior move in college right there.
And we have a blocking foul on Maddy Hernandez, who just looks confused. Honestly, it looked like she got stiff-armed by Kira Hyman. There's the runner and the foul. Courtney Kirkland went down hard. Looks like she took an elbow to the stomach. And that's actually going to be a foul on Vanderdoes. Just her second. So a couple free throws for Kirkland, who's been sitting at 10 points for a long time. And she will sit there for at least a moment longer.
It's Simpton.
Second free throw is good. So Kirkland finally off that 10 mark. Bauer has 12, although we really haven't seen too much of her either. Quick pass down low to Vanderdoes, no good. And Colfax in a little sloppy with their passing. They narrowly avoided a quick turnover. 48-41.
They're just standing around, Steve. There's no movement.
And that will be stripped out of bounds. And they're actually going to say that went off the leg of Kylie Bauer.
They were passing the ball so much better and then getting a little inside shot by Ashton. They need to find that again.
Well, Bauer looks gassed.
He does. She does, no doubt.
And that is just unfortunate. Long three is no good. And that is going to be a hard foul. An unintentional one, though, on Stephanie Knoble, knocking Courtney Kirkland to the floor.
Still only 5 team fouls.
But this time Colfax also has 5. 7-point lead. Colfax in no hurry with 5:30 left. And Kirkland's going to get hit with a travel. Again, she has the open mid-range shot and just doesn't take it.
Well, she's also got Vanderdoes staring down her throat too, Stevie. She is an imposing figure. She puts those arms up. You'd have to throw up a rainbow to get them over her. But she's not the one on this team should be taking the shot right now. They should be letting Ashton or Ace be shooting the ball.
AC with 6 points all in the first half. Quick pass to Camillucci, no good. Rebound Willis. Willis quickly up the court, outnumbered 4-2. And that's a defensive rebound. Yeah, this is not the Colfax of the first half. This isn't even the Colfax of the third quarter. There's the baseline drive, up and good. Maddy Hernandez puts on 2 more.
That's a heck of a shot.
Another mid-range shot passed up. And we are going to have a whistle, 3 in the key. Coach Simpton looking incredulous on the bench, wondering how this game got away from him. 9-point lead by the Lady Hillmen with 4:20 left in the fourth quarter. Vanderdoes is just going to run some clock off as Hernandez gets the runner up and in.
And she just ran past Hyman.
What we're seeing, Paul, is a Placer team that could play another 4 quarters and a Colfax team that could use some energy drinks. See it again, all of the Lady Falcons just standing around. Medium screen, the runner no good. No one from Colfax crashing the rebound. Everyone just standing around.
They don't seem to even have an organized play that they can run.
Quick crossover by Hernandez, and she'll get to the line. And as an athlete, this is heart-wrenching for me, as Coach Simpton has to take a timeout because he has 9 players, all of which have contributed and none of which have contributed in the past 3-4 minutes. So we'll step aside of the NorCal Game of the Week with the rest of the PVL Championship.
It's time to visit the newly remodeled B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. The new B&C has completely changed for your shopping convenience. Their new expanded garden center has everything you need, including expert advice on trees, shrubs, and perennials. Check out their new website and the new spring hours. And thank you for voting B&C the best hardware and building supply in 2012. So start right, start here at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center.
Productions.com Game of the Week here at Placer High School. And you see the scoreboard.
That's crazy.
In the first quarter, Colfax looked amazing. In the second quarter, they looked even. In the third quarter, they looked a little tired. And in the fourth quarter, 1 point. 1 point. Placer Hillmen, Lady Hillmen, I should say, looking good. Colfax, yeah, they could use some Red Bull. Quick nap, maybe. Power nap. That
power nap. That always works for me. Well, a couple of free throws here by Hernandez may just put it away, and there's still 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. But unless we see some energy,
with that free throw, Hernandez just got to 15 points. Baylee Vanderdoes has 20. And Stephanie Knoble off the bench with 8 is the next leading scorer.
I'd have to say, Steve, that I like Hernandez as the player of the game. Of course, Vanderdoes is always so dominant, but she certainly has been a huge contributor for
Could not agree more. And that pass scoots under the hands of Kylie Bauer. Another Colfax turnover, 3:18 left. Colfax Not going with a full court press. I'm sure that would only tire them out more. Pass to Vanderdoes. And that squirts out of the hands of Camillucci, who stepped out of bounds. So another turnover, but that still took 27 seconds off the clock, and that is much more important right now. The Willis sisters in the game. AC with 4 fouls. Long three, up and good. Kira Hyman with just 6 points tonight.
Makes it a 10-point game.
That was a big three. Pass down low for Vanderdoes, who's triple teamed, and she's going to get called for an offensive foul.
That's her third, but it may be a moot point with 2:23 left in the game.
I think the only person who has to really think about fouls is the person with the ball, AC Willis, who got away with a carry, but dishes it off to Bauer for 2 more. Cuts it to 8, 54-46. So we approach 2 minutes remaining. Hernandez with the left hand. No one stepped in front of her, so she gets the easy 2. Nice shot fake. One dribble too many, but still gets bailed out by the foul. Maddy Hernandez vocally saying who got the foul.
Good give and go.
Yeah, that was a call on Stephanie Knoble, her second. And the first free throw is no good from Bauer. Second one is good. Bauer with 15 on the night, the leading scorer for the Lady Falcons. Minute 40 remaining. If you're Colfax, you have to start wondering when you're going to start intentionally fouling. AC Willis, 1 on 3. She takes it herself, draws the foul, and she'll get to the line.
Now that's what this team needs. They need that kind of AC energy. Pushing the ball and driving the lane, picking up the foul.
And that's the 4th foul on Julia Camillucci. With 1:25 remaining. Still a 9-point game. And it will stay a 9-point game as that free throw rims out. AC gets that one. That is her first point of the second half. Cuts the lead down to 8. And you have to foul here now, right? Minute 20. Essentially a 4-possession game.
You would think. And that's not the foul you want right there.
No, definitely not. Ashton thought she had position, but
you don't want to.
She did not.
Foul your best free throw shooter in the act of shooting.
No, you got to go for Brogdon. She doesn't have a point yet. She's really the only one out there who hasn't proven that she can consistently make shots. Well, no harm yet as that rims out.
So the PVL championship, the Lady Miners.
I think that's the Lady Hillmen.
The Lady Hillmen.
I mean, Hillmen mine, so I see the confusion. With 1:11 left in the 4th quarter, Placer on top 57-48. We'll step aside and have the rest of the game on your touchdownproductions.com Game of the Week.
We're at SPD Market in Nevada City asking people what they like about SPD.
I've been shopping here for about 20 years, and the people are very courteous, and I especially like the meat counter. It's nice. You have a great selection, very helpful.
Because it's local, It's small. They have wonderful selections of things I need, and the personnel are very nice.
And that's why people love SPD Markets in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
Back here at Placer High School, as you can hear the band and the crowd, Placer leads 56-48 with 1:11 left in what is the PVL championship game. Both these teams 8-1. Placer just over a minute away from taking first place outright. A 9-point lead at best is a 3-possession game if you can manage to get the 3-pointers to fall. And with 1:11, you have to move pretty quick and get a few missed free throws. And there is a foul. And if I'm not mistaken, oh no, that is on Maddy Hernandez, who, let's be honest, she has been vocally opposed to every single call that has gone against Placer tonight. So AC shooting 2. And she can't get the roll.
And she hasn't been shooting a high percentage from the line all year. She needs to work on this in the offseason. With her game, speed, driving the basket, she's going to be able to line a lot. There's one.
Well, Willis is actually the second leading free throw percentage shooter at 76% coming into tonight. The only person better was Annalise Ballo, who had her by 1 percentage point. So we're under a minute now. You have to foul, and you have to make it not AC Willis. Long 3 by Vanderdoes, no good. Rebound taken by Kirkland. Kirkland has to move fast, get up the court, over to Willis. No one moving for the Lady Falcons. And there's one more block by Vanderdoes, why not?
And this game is going to end 57-49. It would appear, well, they're going to foul.
I will never understand, and I've seen this throughout the years with touchdown productions, why you wait 7 seconds into a possession to intentionally foul.
If you're going to foul,
to
then
the
go
ball.
Foul. Yeah.
And this puts Maddy Hernandez on the line, who is the next worst choice on the court, besides Baylee Vanderdoes, to put out there. And she still manages to miss the first one. Quickly up the court is Hyman. Down low, and why not put 2 more on there for Bauer? There's the foul by Kirkland, as Colfax has finally figured out how to get back in this game. A missed free throw and a 3-pointer, and it's just a 3-point game. So we are not out of the woods yet. And how about that? They put Molly Brogdon on the line, as I suggested 57 seconds ago. Let's see if she can make
let's see if
her
she
first
proves you
point
wrong
of
there, Steve.
her first point of the game, and she does.
See, only I know that Molly can shoot free throws. Watch her make another.
Brogdon 29%, 4 for 14 on the season. Made that 6 of 16. Well, she increased her percentage anyway. You have to take the shot. No good. Rebound taken, and the Colfax crowd just took to throwing pom-poms onto the court. I know in baseball that's an immediate ejection of the fans.
You got to start throwing fans out now, Steve?
I'm just saying, 3 seconds.
You get the paddy wagon.
I mean, hey, they'll beat traffic anyway by a couple seconds.
Well, that's the ball game, and what a ball game it has been. Cross town rivals show up in force, fill their old Crab Gymnasium here at Placer High School, and they see a heck of a ball game. 59-51 is your final score. Placer taking down the Colfax Falcons.
Each team had 6 scorers, although Placer's 2 leading scorers, Baylee Vanderdoes with 21, Maddy Hernandez with 18. For Colfax, Kylie Bauer with 17 and Courtney Kirkland with 11. AC Willis with 7 does come in third on the Colfax scoring, and both these teams will, of course, be seeded in the playoffs, more than likely with home games.
We'll be seeing them again here at touchdownproductions.com with our exclusive coverage of the Foothills playoffs, both boys and girls basketball.
And I'll tell you what the difference in this game was. AC Willis shot 8 points below her average, and Maddy Hernandez shot 8 points above.
Yeah.
59-51, 8-point difference. That is the game. AC Willis could not get any sort of offense going after the first quarter, and Maddy Hernandez, when Placer was down, hit 3 3-pointers in a row in the second quarter to keep them in it. Hands down, Maddy Hernandez is the player of this game.
So, Steve, I'll be looking forward to working with you next week. We will be posting the games that we will be covering, and there will be a lot of them next week. So,
good year for Foothill basketball.
Very good year.
Yeah, it's hard. Like I was saying in the fourth quarter, it's hard for me to see Colfax go up and then slowly lose steam throughout the last 24 minutes, essentially. When they got off to a fantastic start, I'm not going to say they caught Placer flat-footed, because Placer's defense really didn't improve. They just outlasted Colfax. It was a battle of attrition, and Colfax just didn't have the depth, height, strength, or experience that Placer had. Yeah. And that just goes to show you that you can play excellent, excellent basketball, get very far, but in the end, Baylee Vanderdoes is always going to be there. She never sat out that whole game.
And the depth of the team is going to take you apart at the end.
Definitely a joyous crowd down there in the Earl Crab. And I would like to give an honorable player of the game mention to Stephanie Knoble, who had 8 bench points.
Yeah, she had a streak there. Really carried the team for about 3 minutes in the third quarter.
And defensively, also, she was very good. It was difficult for Placer, especially in the first half, to really stop the Colfax onslaught because they had scoring from all 5 of their players.
That's true.
Very, very difficult to defend 5 players, whereas Placer's style of offense very much geared toward, in the paint points, getting Vanderdoes to the free throw line. Colfax used to getting points kind of from everywhere, and pretty high percentage points too. Very, very good, good field shooting team, ordinarily. In the second half, they were taking terrible shots, and even the open shots, they weren't getting the roll, so it was hard for them to get any sort of momentum. A little bit in the last minute, I would say. I mean, they did shave the lead down to 6 at one time, I believe. Still, though, Placer, at that point, Placer may as well have had 16 players on the court. That was just how much more energy they had.
Be sure to join us next week here, Touchdown Productions. The road to the section title begins, and it begins on February 19th. There is the SJS Championships. It'll be right here on touchdownproductions.com. And with that said, thank you to our executive producer, Gilbert Emmer Dominguez, putting on another great production. Camera operators Cody Hitchcock, Ramona Howard, and Eve Wilkins. Thank you, Ramona. Thank you, Eve, for being here for your first time out.
Welcome to the family.
Announcers, Super Steve Sitter, and myself, Paul Brown. Thank you, Super Steve. Remote facilities, the Commander 2.
My cape's at the laundromat, sorry.
That one's gonna live. Super Steve is gonna last. I'm gonna make sure of that. Website by Lynn Dominguez. Plaza Tire and Auto Service, and Reeby's Auto Parts. Thanks for helping us out. Keeps the Commander running. Touchdown Accounting, Cinto Group. Give us a shout by email or give Gil a call if you like what you see here. We'll be here each week You can subscribe to us. And we've also got DVDs available for a lot of years back. If anybody in your family used to play or you know somebody that did, get them a DVD of a game they played in high school. They'd love it.
I know I certainly did.
So for Steve Sitter, Gil Dominguez, Paul Brown, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. Look forward to more playoff action next week. This is TouchdownProductions.com.